Like, if I want to scream while in labor, please let me do it. Don't tell me to hush. Like, people do it a lot. It's like, oh, what am I hushing for? I'm in pain. Duh. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Thinker Theresa, or Thinker for short, and today I'm going to be talking about my birth story with epidural. It's quite a bit. I've given birth like 11 months ago, but I'm trying to do a video whereby I'm going to be talking about the effect of epidural and 11 months postpartum, what I have felt after giving birth via epidural, and also I'm going to debunk the rumors that people spread about epidural, giving birth via epidural. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the whole labor and delivery process, how everything went with my labor at the Royal London Hospital. I've been with other moms and that I met at the baby center, and they all had quite different stories from what I had at the Royal London Hospital. So I'm going to be talking about my experience and giving birth via epidural and the whole process. So it all started like this. My mucus plug came out. Okay, so normally I've been preparing for labor and all that. I've been listening to podcasts. I've been doing all sorts. I've been doing all this breathing and breathe out thing. I've been listening to thank you. So I've been I was how am I gonna put it, I was trying to listen to all this podcast about giving birth intentionally. I wanted to have a very positive birth story, so I was preparing my mind for that. Well, to be honest, let me be the one to tell you, no one can prepare you for the pain of labor. And for someone like me that have a very, very low threshold for pain, oh God, the old breathing classes and lessons that I did, the ones that I watched on YouTube, they did nothing for me. I don't know about other people, but it did nothing for me. And right now I'm going to be real with you guys about how it all went down. So my estimated due date was September 1st, and I lost my mucus plug August 31st. So, and I was quite worried because even though I knew the mucus plug was going to come out, I wasn't quite prepared for it. So I raced to the hospital because every little thing, I just went to the hospital. I didn't want to hear any stories the touch they had. So I went there and said, oh, you just lost your mucus plug, but prepared, labor can start. It can start now, or it can start a week later. And I was like, nah, I'm tired of this pregnancy. I was like, I'm literally tired. The bump is literally sitting on my lap, and I just want to get out. I want to get this baby out anyway I could. And I said, you know what? The thing is, you never can tell where the baby is ready. I was like, this baby better be ready. This baby better be ready because I'm over being pregnant. So when I got home on Saturday, I started feeling some mild contraction. It's called the Braxton Hicks. So these are the mild contractions that you feel before the main contractions happen. So when the Braxton Hicks started, me being me, I was thinking, so people have really been like lying about labor. It's not that deep. It's not even that painful. I was like, so this is labor. Wow. So it was that painful. And I was thinking, you know what? I'm gonna have a water bath. That was what I was lying to myself. I was believing that is all the old pain is going to be like. I feel like this pain is bearable. It's not even that bad, and that was just Braxton Hicks. I've not even gotten into the early stage of labor. Okay, so that one is even different because it's in stages. So I did all I could. I was doing the breathing into 3, 4 out, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was doing all sorts. I was preparing. I was listening to calm music. I put on scented candles in the house. I was thinking, I'm going to labor a lot at home before I go to the hospital because I don't want anyone telling me to come back and go back. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do all this at home since it's not even that bad. And that was just the Braxton Hicks. So in the midnight, the 1st of September, I was in the bath. I put on candles and all sorts. I added essential oils in the bath, and I just wanted to be relaxed. When I got out of the bath, I started feeling early labor pains. But when it started, it was still a gradual thing. I wasn't still feeling that much pain. I'm gonna be adding all the videos into this video so you can see the whole process and all I went through and how it really was. So I got up and I started feeling the early labor pain. I told my husband, I said, oh, I think I'm in labor now. And he said, oh really, are you sure? And then I went to sleep. After sleeping, then around 4 a.m. I had a really sharp pain, and I just woke up, like I sprung up from the bed. I was like, oh my God, I'm in labor. And then when I went to the hospital, they told me to do, to time the contraction, so I would know when it is time for me to come into the hospital. Me being in pain, every time I was telling myself, I think it's time for me to give birth. And all this while, I was still in early labor. Okay, I was deceiving myself, thinking I was in the actual labor. The pain became crazy, and that was still early labor. I feel like people get judged when they are complaining about the pain they feel during labor, and it's not supposed to be so. We all have different pain thresholds. Like, if you can handle pain, doesn't mean I can handle it, and that is okay. And people should be allowed to, voice out. Like, if I want to scream while in labor, please let me do it. Don't tell me to hush. Like, people do it a lot. Like, oh, what am I hushing for? I'm in pain. Duh. So then the pain started becoming intense. I was timing it, and I felt like I was just timing rubbish because I didn't even understand what was happening. So Sunday morning, I told my husband, we need to go to the hospital. And was like, okay, but they told us at the hospital to not come until we are quite sure. And I said, I don't know about you, but I'm going to the hospital. And then, we packed our bags, we went to the hospital. And then it was like, oh, you're in labor. And I told them, oh, I came in yesterday about losing my mucus plug. And I said, oh, the baby's getting ready to come. I was like, okay, but can you tell me if I'm about to give birth? Because I was in pain. I was like, can you tell me if I'm about to give birth now or not? And they said, well, the thing is, you're just 1 centimeter dilated. And I was like, wait, what? 1 centimeter, all this pain, and I'm 1 centimeter dilated. And if you don't know, it's supposed to be 10 centimeter dilated if you're gonna give birth. If you're in serious labor and you're about to give birth, you have to be 10 centimeter dilated. So hello, 1 centimeter, really? All this pain is just 1 centimeter. And I was like, I'm gonna die. And they were like, nah, you're not gonna die before. I said, I don't know. What makes you think that I can stand this pain? I can't. Can I have the epidural now? And they were like, no, you can't have the epidural. You have to be 1 centimeter dilated before you can have the epidural. I was like, what? I have to bear this pain till 4 centimeter. You know what? And they said, we will give you a paracetamol. I was like, paracetamol? This pain, you think paracetamol can handle this pain? To be honest, I was super dramatic because I think that was what made me have a positive birth story, because it is important that no matter how you eventually plan to give birth, whether via C-section, whether via epidural, whether without no epidural, medicated or unmedicated, you need to be in control and in charge. You need to feel empowered. You need to know that you're making the right decision, you're making the right choice, and you need to be able to control how your birth story goes. Okay, you need to be informed and empowered and know that you're making the right choices for yourself and the baby. So they gave me it's a paracetamol, but it's a bit stronger than paracetamol. I've forgotten the name, to be honest. And then I took that and I went home, and I was like, seriously, I have to go back home. So I went home. I was laboring at home. If you're pregnant right now, and or if you're in labor, I don't know, whoever is watching this video, I would advise to get the gym ball where you can sit down on. I'm going to link a picture of it. Get the gym ball. It is really good. So when I got back home, I sat down and I was bouncing because they said it helps with helps in getting your cervix to open and all that. So I kept sitting and I was in pain. I was just saying, my mother-in-law came. When she came, she was like, whoa, this is about to go down. It's getting serious. Like I mentioned earlier, I went Sunday morning to the hospital. Sunday night again, I told my husband I want to go to the hospital, and was like, you know what, since they told us that you're not even dilating that much, probably just try and labor home. So I couldn't even eat. That's the thing. I was in so much pain. My mother-in-law was telling me, you need to eat so that you have the strength. I can't eat. I'm in pain because this pain just keeps coming. Apparently there are some people that they have so much contraction, but they dilate slowly. And I think I'm part of those people where my contractions were strong, because when I went to the hospital and they felt my belly, they said, you're contracting really strong, but you're dilating slowly. 48 hours. 48 hours long labor, that's what I had. So I told my husband, you know what, let's go to the hospital again and let's take the hospital back. And my husband was like, nah, don't let us do that. Why would we do that? I mean, it doesn't make sense. They might even tell you to come back. So I was like, okay, you know what. Then I slept at home till Monday morning. I couldn't sleep throughout the night. The paracetamol they gave me is not really doing anything. I'm in pain. I went into the bathtub. I was laboring in the bathtub. And this is just early labor. And it's just insane how much pain I was already in early labor. And I was in the bathtub. I had water and everything, and I was just trying so hard, you know, to labor at home. Before I said that by the time I go to the hospital, they'll just tell me it's time for you to push. Monday morning, my husband said, you know what, you still need to labor. So they said you're in 1 centimeter. You cannot be in 5 centimeter yet. I said, but I'm the one feeling the pain. What do you even know? I screamed. I yelled at my husband. In fact, I did all sort of things because I was just tired. Long story short, we went to the hospital Monday night, because like I said, I wasn't ready to bear that pain. I told my husband, I can't even bear this pain anymore. I can't wait. We need to go to the hospital. I said, no matter what they say, I'm not coming back. Now I'm not coming back. Prior to going to the hospital, I was at the park. I was laboring, you know, walking back and forth, because they said walking is good. So I was walking back and forth, trying, you know, to get this baby moving. But I was in so much pain. Even the walk I was doing at the park I was just tired, but I still tried to do the walk with my husband. In fact, I dressed like a mad woman because I was so tired. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just wore anything. And then it was September and it was starting to get chilly a bit in the UK. So I just dressed crazy. Anyways, we got to the hospital and they checked me and were like, well, you're still like 1 centimeter dilated. I was like, what? I'm 1 centimeter dilated since. So all this pain I'm going through is still 1 centimeter. Like, God, Jesus, take the bill. You know what? Just kill me right now. You have to go back home. And I looked them in the eyes and said, I looked at the midwife in the eyes and said, no, I'm not going back home. There is nothing that you're going to say to me that will make me go back home. There is none. I'm not going back home. And I said, but you have to labor at home. It's better to labor at home. Okay, I said, no, I'm not going back home. I feel like I'm going to die, you know, from this pain. This pain is so much. Anyways, they listened to me. After so much, they tried to convince me so hard. And I told them, I'm not going back home. I'm in so much pain. I feel like I'm going to pass out. If I go home, I'm going to die. I was saying such words because I was in so much pain. And it's still early labor. Make it make sense. Anyways, I didn't go back home. And then they said, you know what, they're going to find a ward for me to labor in. And they found me this very, really, really, really lovely room with very nice atmosphere, you know, to like lift up my spirit. But it wasn't doing nothing for me. I just wanted to get the baby out. Okay, so I told them, if I can't have the epidural, what is it that I can have that is close that I can have? Please help me. And they said you can have the Betadine, and the Betadine is the injection they gave you in the lab. The problem with the Betadine is sometimes it gets the baby dizzy as well, or sometimes drowsy as well in the belly, and kind of like slow labor down. But unlike the epidural, the Betadine doesn't completely numb you of the pain. You still feel the pain, it just makes you sleepy. So you want to complain of the pain, but you are sleeping, so you cannot really complain. But then you know that you're feeling the pain, if you understand what I mean. So I got the Betadine in my lap, and every time I want to wake up and complain about, oh, I'm in pain, so I just sleep again. You know, I started having crazy dreams. In fact, I had a dream that I already gave that in the hospital when I was sleeping because I was so tired. And then Monday night till Tuesday morning, they gave me only one Betadine though, because I didn't want to get the baby drowsy. So I asked and I think it worked for like 3 hours. And when it wore off, I called them, please come and give me another one. Give me another one now. I was acting like a drug head. I was crazy. I said, give me another one now. They was like, no, we can't give you another one. I was like, why not? Okay, give me the gas and hair. They couldn't give me the gas and hair. I was frustrated. And I feel like I frustrated the midwives because I was just, you know, I couldn't stand the pain. I couldn't stand the pain. So they said to me, you know what, it's morning, would you mind taking a walk? So me and my husband were in the hospital like in the midnight, so Monday night stroke Tuesday, and that is 2nd of September to 3rd of September. So my mother-in-law came in early in the morning to join us. Then my husband went home to go and get my hospital bag because I told him to go and get the hospital bag. So he went to get the hospital bag, and then I told my mother-in-law, you know what, I think I'm going to take a walk. So when I took a walk again in the morning, my water broke in the hospital hallway. No, it was like in the movies. My water literally broke, like there was water everywhere. I was literally crying. Oh my God, my water broke. And they were saying, no, don't cry, don't. I was embarrassed because people were in the hospital. They were looking at me. So I was like, oh my God, I've disgraced myself. And they were like, no, don't cry. It happens all the time. So they had to like help me back into the room where I was laboring. And they were like, oh, your labor's going to get fast now that your water has broken. I think you're transitioning into the proper main labor. I was like, oh, thank God, finally, thank God. With my water breaking, it kind of like made my labor go really fast. Like I transitioned from 2 centimeters to 6 centimeters straight. I was saying, please, can you check me? How many centimeters am I now? And I was like, oh, you're in 6 centimeters. I was like, oh my God, thank God, finally, can I have the epidural? And I was like, okay, you know, you cannot have. Do you still want to try the water belt? Like, water belt? Water what? You want book? Please, wheel me to the theater now. I need to get it. Because when my water broke, the pain now became tripled. I was just screaming. I was like, oh my God, this is too painful. And I said, oh, the pool is ready. We've got the pool ready now. If you want it, but I was like, no. I know I said it in my birth plan. That was when I was not serious. But now my head is not correct. My head is not correct. Help me. I'm going to go insane. They wheeled me, they put me in the wheelchair, wheeled me to the theater, and that day I was so lucky. They had the best anesthesiologist, if I said that correct, the person that administers the pain relief, the person that administers the epidural. They had that person on that day at the hospital, at the Royal London Hospital. So they did the epidural too at the Royal London Hospital. It's called the mobile epidural. The mobile epidural is different. You know, it doesn't numb you from head to toe. It just numbs you from like from the belly down to your waist, because I could still move my legs. When they told me to sit down still, without shaking like a lily, without shaking, I stood still because I knew that epidural was going to help me end the pain anyway. So what's the point? So like, I've been bearing the pain for a long time. Why can't you just bear the pain while they just administer the epidural? You have to sit down like this. So I just sat down like that so I can arc my back, and then the doctor did it, and within 10 to 15 minutes I was in heaven. I was in epidural heaven. Listen, I was receiving calls. I was making videos. Okay, I was making videos. I don't know about you, but epidural saved me. It saved me. I feel like there's no point suffering if there's something that can help me. If you can do it, if you can give birth without medication, I doff my hat for you, and you're amazing. But some of us just have really, really low threshold pain, and to be honest, I feel like I deserve it. The epidural was life. It was just life. Still seeing that video, you would see that I had enough rest. I had enough rest to do whatever it is I wanted to do. I ate proper food. It was just snacks because you cannot eat. So I had proper snacks, and I was just happy. One of the side effects of having the epidural, though, it had side effect for me, which wasn't a serious one, was I was shivering. I was just cold all of a sudden, so they had to bring me blanket upon blanket. Yeah, other than the shivering part, and then at some point it stopped. But for like, I think 1 hour 30 minutes, I was just shivering. I said I was cold, but I was not in pain. So I believe that did amazingly well for me. And when I woke up, I was just ready. I was like, am I ready to push? They came to check. It was like, oh, you're 8 centimeters dilated. We're waiting for you to we're waiting for 2 centimeters, and when you're 10 centimeters, then we need to do it. Another side effect that happened when I took the epidural was I had low blood pressure. And this can even happen to you even if you didn't take epidural. Even if you're laboring normally, it can happen to you. So I had low blood pressure. They had a monitor that was monitoring the baby's heartbeat and my heartbeat. So they wanted to make sure that we are okay. So the senior midwife came in and she was like, oh, you need to give birth. And this was Tuesday night. Okay. So can you see, from Sunday, I've been in pain from Sunday, and somebody would tell me to not take epidural. Why not? Okay. So when they came and said, we need to get you ready to start pushing. If you're not 10 centimeters, you might have to do emergency C-section because your heart rate, your blood pressure has gone down. I was like, oh no, I can't go through all this pain. You tell me that is what to, anyways, just get this baby out, you know, just get it. I was ready for whatever. I wasn't someone that was, you know, it is important to be open-minded when you go into, when you want to give birth, so you will not get disappointed by how your birth story goes. But also it is important that you take control of your birth story. If you notice the way I was talking, I was the one that was in control mostly. I was the one saying this is what I wanted and this is not what I wanted. You know, I was able to do that. I was able to tell them, okay, I want this is, you know, I was able to control it, and then they respected me, and that is my experience in Royal London Hospital, although some other people have some other opinion about, because even when I was checking the internet for reviews about giving birth in the Royal London Hospital, they were not very positive, but mine was positive, and I feel like it's because I was in control. I felt empowered. I felt like I knew what I was asking. I knew what I was saying. Okay, so I was able to control it, and I had a good experience. Anyways, to cut the long story short, and then they checked and was like, oh my god, you're 10 centimeters dilated, you have to push. If you're going to give birth, they're going to tell you how to push. So it's quite different from you just, you know, doing. You have to push in a way that, you know, it's going to push the baby down. So I pushed for 20 minutes. In fact, the first 3 tries, well, after I got out, the pushing was, and then my epidural was wearing off already. So I was starting to feel the pain anyways, but it wasn't very, very bad. But I was starting to feel the pain. I was starting to feel the pushing pain. So when they pushed me, and when they asked me to push, I pushed, the baby's head was out. And my husband went to check. I was like, oh my God, she has a head full of hair. My mother-in-law was like, oh yeah, she's done it. Oh, I forgot to mention this important part. Even though I could feel my leg, but it felt heavy anyway. So my husband and my mother-in-law, they were holding my legs like this. Like, you literally have your legs open, you know, really, really wide. And they were like saying, and then the midwives were like saying, push. You know, I love the fact that it was gentle pushing. When the baby's head was out, they didn't try to like bring the baby out by force. You know, they allowed it to happen. When a full head came out, she slipped out by herself. So we didn't. I don't even think it was up to 20 minutes. I think it was like 15 minutes that I pushed, and the baby immediately her head came out. She just came out herself. You know, she just ejected out herself. And there was blood and there was water everywhere and it was eelish, but I didn't care. And then I was like, oh, just give me my baby. Yeah, so that video you saw, that was when they gave the baby to me, and you know, they respected the fact I said immediately I gave birth I wanted skin to skin moment with the baby, you know, which is quite important, but I was exhausted and tired anyways. And then I told them I didn't want the vernix on the baby to be cleaned out immediately, so they left that as well. And I told them I wanted delayed cord clamping, although it wasn't as long as I wanted it, because when she came out, I felt like she had swallowed some water and then they need to get it out. So within 2 minutes they cut the cord, but at least it was enough. It was enough. You know, at least it has to be, according to research, delayed cord clamping starting from like 1 minute is enough for the baby. You know, they need to get all the nutrients from the placenta. They've been connected to the placenta for the past 9 months. So I had delayed cord clamping at the Royal London Hospital. They respected what I wanted, although there was some panic towards the end. They were like, oh, take the baby to blah blah blah. So she was in NICU for like 2 days because they needed to get the water out, and then also she was breathing, she was fine. They just needed to get, and they just wanted to be sure, they wanted to be certain, even though she was okay, they just wanted to be sure they checked everything and she's okay. Although she did have jaundice and they needed to, you know, clear the jaundice from her eyes. But other than that, she was, you know, everything was okay. And that was my beautiful story. You know, I had a really positive story at the Royal London Hospital. And 11 months after, I do not have any back pain. You know, there's been this rumor they've been peddling around about having back pain after giving birth. Apparently, it's not epidural that's causing your back pain. You know, carrying pregnancy alone can give you back pain. I have friends who have given birth that did not have the epidural, and we're complaining about, they're complaining about the back pain. And then I just talked to them and they were like, they just have the back pain after getting pregnant. So it's not the epidural. So stop spreading that rumor and say you have a forever back pain, because I didn't have it. 11 months after, I still didn't have it. The only time I had back pain was when I literally backed my baby on my back, when I wore her on my back, and she was sleeping for so long, and when I brought her, and that was when she was like 8 months, so she was quite heavy. And when I dropped that, my back started aching me. And then also it's about your posture. You know, we people, we have really bad posture, and then if you've had epidural, just blame it, oh, it's the epidural. I don't think it is. The only side effect that I had was when I was shivering at the hospital, when they said I had low blood pressure. Other than that, it was safe, it was fine. I was able to like have a positive birth story, and I was able to give birth vaginally. So yeah, the Royal London Hospital was, I feel like if you control if you control and if you feel empowered while giving birth, you would be able to have a very positive experience in the Royal London Hospital. Clap, 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 clap. Well done, mama. Clap, clap, clap. So yeah, my baby, this is her. She's 11 months old now. She's gonna be 1 year old, and I feel like this is a nice video to do, to talk about how I gave birth to her, to like celebrate our 1 year birthday that is coming soon. I hope you, if you're watching this video, I hope you find this video informative enough, and if you are trying to make your decision about giving birth in the Royal London Hospital, I hope this video was able to like be informative for you to be able to make your decision about giving birth in the Royal London Hospital or not. And I hope it was informative enough. If you need to ask me any question, please feel free to message me, and I'm going to link my Instagram pages, my social media accounts, where you can send me messages via direct message. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys, take care. Mwah.